Drake is the most famous Jewish person on earth. Khaled is the most famous Palestinian in the world. But neither one of them has said anything about this at all. Mm-hmm. And people are saying, well, they're not politicians, whatever. They influence hundreds of millions of people, which ultimately has an influence on the world. And you're not choosing to say anything. And Drake, who has a Jewish mother, which by Jewish law makes him Jewish. But not only that, his parents got divorced when he was 5 years old, and he grew up with his Jewish mother and her Jewish relatives in Forest Hills, which is a Jewish community in Toronto. He had a bar mitzvah. And then when this happens, he doesn't say anything because I think that he doesn't want to potentially affect his record sales.
Well, why does he have to say anything? Why does him or Khaled have to say anything publicly?
They don't have to say anything. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying as representatives of these communities, their voices are powerful and they should say something. Just like I have said something.
What are they supposed to say though? But you're educated on the topic, clearly.
And they don't have people around them that can educate them? They have access to the highest level of everybody, you know what I mean? In terms of professors, experts, and so forth.
But even being educated on something don't mean you have an understanding of it to be able to express it. And you don't want somebody to craft something for you and just post it on your social media. And I've been watching celebrities all week, say some of the stupidest shit. I saw Justin Bieber post, pray for Israel, but he put up a picture of Palestine and had to pray for Israel over the picture of Palestine. So it's kind of like one of those things, if you really don't know what you're talking about, you probably should just sit it out.
But you probably should learn about it because, before Drake was a rapper, he was Jewish. Before Khaled was a super producer, he was Palestinian. This runs deep.
The next presidential election for America is next year. Mm-hmm. The next presidential election for South Africa is next year.
Yeah.
I would wish all my South African brothers and sisters, just like all my American African brothers and sisters, don't vote for either party. Show them your power. If nobody shows up to vote in the next election, whoever loses will recognize how much they lost out on not catering to the grassroots black vote. And as a result of that, the next election in 2028, they'll be eating out of your hands. The same thing in America. Don't give the Democrat your vote. Show them that you will no longer be taken advantage of. Yeah, you may have to deal with a Republican president for 4 years, but guess what? The Democrats haven't been no walk in the park either. Show the Democrats that if you don't deliver on the things that matter to us, not to the Chinese, not to the immigrants, not to the homosexuals, to black people, show us that we matter and we will return the vote to you. The best way to influence the political process is to not participate in it in one election cycle and let the power structure see your power. But it's not likely to happen. You know why? Because the ANC, the EFF, just like the Republicans and the Democrats and everybody else, they make black people, there's a tendency to make black people feel bad for not participating in the electoral process. They tell you things like, your ancestors died for you to have a right to vote.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. Nobody died for you to have the right to vote. They died for you to be free. They died for liberty. They died for justice. They died for equality. They saw the vote as the quickest means to achieve that. But now, 29 years after apartheid, we can clearly see, as you guys are going into your 6th election cycle, I believe it is, voting ain't going to change nothing in South Africa. So withdraw from the political process. Show them your power. In the next cycle, they'll eat out of your hands.
Never opened the sky and verified one religion over the other. Not one of them. Religion is given to a man by another man. Just like these goddamn Jehovah's Witnesses and all these, they come up and put that shit in your hand. If he don't do that, you wouldn't even know they ass exist. You look at all things in creation. I'm gonna say this once, I might do it twice. All things in creation, when it's born into this world, it automatically knows what it is and what it's supposed to do. A tree is a goddamn tree. It knows the fruit pre-coded. But when it comes into existence, it does is the fruit that an apple, it only produces apples. It don't make a mistake and produce no goddamn peach. Right. And don't nobody have to explain to that tree only grow apples. Do you have to talk to the tree and tell it what to do? No, it automatic. That's innate. So everything is pre-coded to do what it's supposed to do when it comes into existence. You didn't have to be taught this shit. You don't have to teach that ant to be a damn ant. He's pre-coded. Why do we need instructions on how to be who we supposed to be? That's a very serious question. Nothing in nature needs instructions to be what it's supposed to be. You better think about
everything from supplements to apple cider vinegar and green tea.
Did you hear about the thing about apple cider vinegar? Katy Perry and her husband own Bragg's now. And guess where they're getting all their apples from? Well, you guessed it. Our good friend, the Microsoft guy, I forgot his name, Bill Gates. Bill Gates and his company Appeal. Well, guess what? That Appeal stuff, when you wash it, you can't get that stuff off. You know why? Because it's petroleum based. So every time you eat an apple, it has that Appeal sticker on it. Guess what you're ingesting? Byproducts. And they don't want you to take health food supplements. What is this world coming to? Please tell me, because I'm going nuts.
We're living on the CD. It's a non-moving flat disc with an exit hole in the middle where all compasses point north, the magnetic north, which is actually the south. All magnets point south because it's pointing inward to the center of the flat earth plane. But it's called the North Pole. And there's a dome above, and the sun and moon are inside the dome, spiraling around, creating the seasons, spiraling inwards and outwards. Now on the CD, it looks like a circuit board. We've got roads that look like circuits, and all the cars and people traveling on the roads and sidewalks look like the energy traveling around a circuit board. Because we are on a circuit board, we are a computer simulation. Now in the center of the CD is the aurora borealis. It comes spiraling out of the center hole, the womb of the earth, the womb of the mother goddess. So the sun spirals round and round, creating the seasons, and it injects its menstrual blood into the holy hole, the womb of the earth, and it hits the black hole sun on the bottom of the disc. Now on the bottom of the disc, it's like a division symbol. Up above is the sun above, and below is the sun, the black hole sun below. That's the land of twilight. It's always twilight down there. It's the land of everlasting life, and it's our real world. This is the dream world. Now, when the sun injects its light into the hole, the womb of the earth, it hits the black hole sun, and spiraling out comes the aurora borealis. The aurora borealis spreads across the whole earth and comes trickling down and creates our computer simulation. We are a computer simulation. This is the dream world, just like in the Matrix movies. It's the trickling down of the aurora borealis is what we're experiencing right now. It's our consciousness. This is our dream body created by the aurora borealis. Now everything projected up there, the stars and that, is all projected by the aurora borealis. have to get to the center of the flat Earth plane before we're dead, or we're just going to be recycled by the moon. Now, the moon, the light of the moon is actually the light. It's lit up by the souls, all the dead souls that have died in that month. The light of the moon is your souls. It's not reflected light off the sun. It creates its own light. It's the fisherman of souls. It's the Pac-Man moon eating up all the souls that have died in that month and lighting up the moon. So somehow it traps the souls and then it reinserts the souls back into this matrix, into new bodies, and you're recycled over and over again. Your memories are erased and you're reinserted back into a new body to experience this matrix again, over and over again, and you don't know what hit you because your memories are erased, and you grow up an infant, so you don't know anything. You're just a newborn. So you have to learn everything over again. To avoid that, we have to get to the center of the flat Earth plane where compasses point to. The red needle on your compass is pointing to the Holy Grail right now. And that's where we got to get to drink from the eternal waters. The needle is pointing to the fountain of youth. We drink from there, we become superhuman. We awake from our real bodies. And you're not going anywhere unless you prove your intent by writing on a piece of paper, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth, because you won't be crossing the frost bridge to get to the Garden of Eden, because you won't make it across the frost bridge. Somehow it's being guarded. Either you're going to fall off to your death, or they just won't let you in. Who exactly, we don't know. We won't know till we get there. So you have to prove your intent by spilling your blood on a piece of paper after you've written out and you've filmed yourself writing out, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Put a few drops of blood on it and upload it to YouTube for all to see. This will prove your intent, because they just don't let anybody in there. So paradise is at the center of the flat Earth plane. We've got to get there before we're dead. We got to wake up from this dream.
There was one time you had Boosie on your show.
Oh, shit.
And you so eloquently asked Boosie. Am I saying his name right? Boosie?
Yeah.
I said it right?
Yeah.
And you said, are you gay? Let me be clear, Mike.
Well, put it into context. There was a conversation happening.
Anybody could ask you, are you gay? When Mike Tyson asks you, are you gay? It's a totally different.
No, we are what we hate. We are what we hate.
We are what we hate.
I don't mean to applaud, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all gave me a drink and shit. I don't know if y'all was telling me to shut up or nothing.
You are what you hate, bro.
Yeah. No, but Mike,
say that, but don't want nobody to know.
Because
that's how that goes.
Because we all love Boosie. We all identify with Boosie. But when you said that to Boosie, and Boosie looked at you and you looked at Boosie, we all knew Boosie not gonna win this one.
No, he wasn't gonna win. No, see, you didn't see. You only saw me and him talking.
Right.
I have a trans daughter. She lives in New York City. She got on the plane from New York, I had no idea. She never even sees me or talks to me. So she comes, and she just comes in my booth of my show like she's some fucking enforcer.
Because you told her that you got Boosie?
No, I never told her that.
But she was there that day?
No, she flew that day and came here and walked right through. I said, hey, what are you doing here? Wow. Hey, chill. And she just went to him, hey, what's your problem with gay people? He said something.
To Boosie.
She came with that. He said something about Dwayne Wade's son.
Right.
And so I'm saying, was it that bad for my daughter to come from New York to LA to try to kill this guy, check this guy? Wow. Was it that serious, really?
Wow.
Really, was it that serious? I'm talking to my daughter. I guess it was.
Wow.
You know? Wow. So I'm trying to talk to this man in a way and where he won't say anything, because my daughter's right there waiting for him to say something. My daughter's meaner than me. Fuck. I made a mistake and said a bitch at home one day. She said, don't ever say it, stop now. Whoa, some crazy shit.
Was this when you fell on a scooter? Because that's the only time I laughed at you, Mike.
Nah, my whole family laughed at me.
Yeah, when you fell on a scooter.
Before I fell, my daughter said, be careful, Daddy. Boom! And then next thing I know, my back, I had to go to the hospital. My disc's all fucked up. I can't walk. Had to get an operation.
But your daughter flew in for Boosie episode.
Yeah.
First time ever.
That was scary. She's really representing the trans, and she did it in a real violent fashion, and I was just blown away.
But it was worked out since then.
Boosie ain't said what. She was my daughter's big and strong. She was fucking sit on Boosie. My family from the South, and they're big, strong women. They fight men. They fight men. Women in my family fight men.
Shit got real just now. I almost never have nothing to say.
Bro, this man's speed is hilarious. Watch this shit.
Hey, what's so deep?
Bro, listen to this shit.
Wait, I gotta think about it. Wait.
Alright.
Probably like I eat people.
You eat people?
Yeah, on the weekends, you know.
Oh, I won't tell nobody.
Yo,
what the fuck?
How do you what do you mean by eat people?
I eat people.
Like, are you like Dahmer?
Yeah. Bro, you don't have to tell like anyone. Like this has to stay here.
You stay right here. Stay right here, okay?
What?
The fuck wrong with her ass? Eating people and shit.
Yo, what?
I have a girl right here in Italy, she eats people.
No.
I have a girl in Italy right now, she eats people. Right now. I have a girl in Italy right now, she eats people. Right now.
Hey, nah, for real.
She eats people like Jeffrey Dahmer.
That shit was actually wild. Then she gonna have the audacity to say, yeah, I eat people only on the weekends. This ain't motherfucking Chuck E. Cheese. Like, what you mean? Like, you just saying that shit just so casually. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Fuck is you talking about? You eat people. Going on. Let me know what would y'all have done in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube. We finna get some more content on there.
It's weird because I started out technically, like I used to write all the time, you know, before I start going into the Rain Man thing, you know.
Going into the Rain Man thing. Oh, maybe they're talking about the movie? Let's see how Eminem references it. So he just said that his name was not meant to become him, but now he's possessed with the devil, and his new name is Rain Man. All the while making his audience chant Rain Man.
Say Rain Man!
Supposedly a demon. Lil Wayne. So do you think these guys are paying homage to some sort of entity?
So during the time of the Indian Removal Act, if you did not leave your homeland, watch what happened to you.
If you back up to pre-Jacksonian America, and the time of Indian removal, there's no advantage to identifying as Indian, unless it was very important for you to keep your family and kin and nation together. If you were most interested in remaining where you were, because that was sacred ground where you were living, because you did not want to be removed, then there was advantage of identifying as African. Which means then you would not be rounded up, put on the rolls, and sent west, but you could stay right where you were.
Did y'all see that? The American Indians that did not leave their homeland got reclassified as an African. Now, why would they reclassify these people as African if they didn't look like Negroes?
Songs your era, hip-hop songs were not going to #1 at all in the 90s, ever.
In the 90s and 2000, there were no #1 hip-hop songs?
Very few. Hip-hop was not dominating, was not pop music.
It was the #1 form of music.
Not in the 90s, it wasn't. Absolutely not.
Rapping hip-hop?
In the 90s?
In the 90s.
You're bugging. No.
So when was it the #1 form of music?
You might be right.
Apologize to me, nigga.
I apologize. Hip-hop became...
Stop thinking you know more shit about black culture than fucking black people.
Here we go. So you're actually right. Listen.
You know your facts like you know your rhythm, nigga.
Okay.
Fuck out of here.
Hip-hop became a best-selling genre in the mid-90s and the top-selling music genre by 1999. So by 1999, it became the top-selling genre.
Okay, but prior to that, you telling me no #1s?
Now you're talking about songs or albums? Because a lot of albums would go #1. Like, for example, I think like NWA would go #1, but the songs itself...
Give me both. Give me both.
Okay, #1.
Mr. Tight Fingers.
All right, I'm wrong. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to break it down for you. So the first...
Wrong on both accounts of one.
Excuse me?
Wrong on both accounts of one. Album versus songs.
Well, no. I've always said that albums would go #1.
So songs, you're wrong.
I'm talking about songs.
And you were wrong about the genre being #1 too, right?
That's right.
Don't you ever say another motherfucking word to me, dude.
Just like the yogis in East Asia, they sit down and meditate. We dance. Do you understand? We don't sit down to meditate. We dance. That's how we leave our body. We chesa rojo. We play the spirit. We work it up.
What does that mean?
Chesa rojo literally means to play the spirit. Okay. Or to play the heart. Right? And when you understand the spiritual law, the heart is the beginning of the spirit. Right? So it means exactly the same thing. Chesa rojo. So when you see us in the motherland, anyway, name a country. Name a place where black people exist. They will have their Chesa rojo expression. Right? It's got different names. Do it, you do it, you do it. And just watch that person carefully. They're gone. They're going to a trance state and they're realizing their meditation. You see?
Yeah.
And after that, the way they conduct themselves in society, the way they move and what they express as from that meditation, because meditation is where you go to download, right? From that, you get the African societies that were created, which is known as Ma'at, interdependence, oneness, love, the expression and experience of love, giving, seeking nothing in return. These are fundamental principles to Africans, and it comes from these very sacred practices, which again, we now had to channel through industries like Hollywood and etc. Does that make sense?
Everything was designed here for a reason. The frequencies were designed for certain reasons. Let's talk about the sun. The sun is 5.9642 gigahertz. Add those numbers up. What do you get? 26. 26 in Gematria represents the divine. Then you go into water. Water is 100 terahertz. It represents, if you look at Gematria, according to the Hebrew alphabet, 100, because we don't count the zeros. It's 1. 1 represents the oneness of the universe. Your body is 70% water. The planet is 70% water. You think it's a coincidence?
In the document, it says there were 666,666 pyramids before the Exodus, and today there are less than 100,000, which is known, by the way. There are many pyramids all over the place. But why the 666,666?
The number is 666. Represents the number 18. 18, according to Hebrew gematria, represents life. Earth's radiation is 7.83 hertz. Human beings, 7.83 hertz. Now if you take 7.83 and add the number up, you will get the number 18. As you know, the number 18, again, represents life. Every number has a frequency. Every number has certain energies.
Hey guys, I'm at Latte Market and they've got pink pineapples and we are going to try to find one. Now they cut the tops off so that you can't grow them because they are patented. It is illegal to grow them, but we are going to find one that has the best top. So here we have our pink pineapple. Since we're not allowed to grow these, we're just going to cut the top off. See the pink inside, and we're just going to compost this here in this pot. Shove it down in there. We'll take some of the skin. You know, you want to have as much compost as possible for your garden. So I like to compost in a pot. So we're going to throw some more skin in there. You know, look at that right there. That is a pineapple seed. So we're going to throw that in there for compost as well. And there we go, all done.
When was the first time
I found out Lil J was gay 2016. I'm working because I was a paid worker downstairs. I'm passing out the trays. You feel me? Counting that bag. I see Lil J. Took his dough bus down, but he got the training coming out that bitch on Jaja. The training got on my dead sister. I can't make this shit up. On my father, on my baby mama, on Destiny Regina Anderson, folks. At first I thought it was a bitch. Like, oh shit, folks got the CEO coming up out that bitch on Jaja. Then I look, I'm on Tuka. That's a nah. On Shondell, the punk got a 30-inch in his head. On Tuka, the punk named Dario Lloyd, gang. On my homie. I know dude. When dude was a dude. You feel me? So I'm what the no. Now Lil J, he looking at me. He on JoJo for let me holler at you. Come to the patio door. I'm alright back. I'm on Tuka for what the you got going on, bro? He for JoJo for we ain't going home, for what? He for we ain't never going home, for. He Mook telling on us, we ain't going home, folks. I for you funny as hell, folks. He for don't tell nobody, for merchant, you ain't gonna say shit. I'm took for that shit ain't got nothing to do with me, for I'm just signing Alpha Davis for me.
These fools got a plastic bag ban in Allegheny County, right? So I was thinking, why would you want to do that? Then I started thinking back to some TikTok videos where a dude was making gasoline out of plastic bags. So I don't know, I guess the government's just on some whole bullshit. Joe Biden's a fucking weirdo, an old deadbeat. But that's why they did it. Then they got this girl here trying to keep me quiet. Fuck no.
There we go. The New York Times, the date, Friday, May the 7th, 1920. It's page 11 that I want. There we go. Page 11. Page 11. The article is called "The Jewish War Aid Gets $100,000 Gift." There it is. The Fund for Jewish War Sufferers in Central and Eastern Europe, where 6 millions face horrifying conditions of famine, disease and death, was enriched yesterday by a contribution of $100,000 from Nathan Strauss. Where 6 millions face horrifying conditions of famine, disease and death. 6 millions. face horrifying conditions of famine, disease and death. I'll just go down the rest of the article if anybody wants to read it. There's an article called Jewish War Aid Gets $100,000 Gift in the New York Times, Friday, May the 7th, 1920. Here's the New York Times again. This is 1921. There you go. New York Times, Wednesday, July the 20th, 1921. It's page 2 that I want. There we go. Page 2. Page 2. New York Times, July 20th, 1921. And the article is called Begs America, Save 6 Million in Russia. Massacre threatens all Jews as Soviet power wanes, declares Kreinin, coming here for aid. Look at that. Russia's 6 million Jews are facing extermination by massacre. As the famine is spreading, the counter-revolutionary movement is gaining, and the Soviets' control is waning. Now this is one of the biggest articles of the lot. This is 1921, 12 years before Adolf Hitler ever set foot in the government. Look at that. Russia's 6 million Jews are facing extermination by massacre. That's an article entitled Begs America, Save 6 Million in Russia on page 2 in the New York Times, Wednesday, July 20th, 1921. This is the Gazette of Montreal. This is 1931. The Gazette, Montreal, Tuesday, December the 29th, 1931. This is over a year before Hitler come to power. The Gazette, it's page 6 that I want. There we go. Page 6. Page 6. The Gazette, Montreal, December the 29th, 1931. And the article pretty much speaks up for itself. 6 million Jews face starvation. 6 million. Bad conditions in southeastern Europe reported by Rabbi Wise. Fears crisis at hand. 6 million Jews in Eastern Europe face starvation, and even worse during the coming winter. 6 million Jews. I'll give you a look at the rest of the article. The article is called 6 million Jews face starvation. The Gazette of Montreal, December the 29th, 1931. 1.5 years before Adolf Hitler ever set foot in the government. This is the next newspaper. This is the New York Times again. There we go. New York Times. But this is dated 1936. Sunday, May the 31st, 1936. This does not say the 6 million Jews, but it does say Holocaust. New York Times. It's page 14 that I want. There we go. Page 14, the New York Times, May the 31st, 1936. And the article is called Americans Appeal for Jewish Refuge. It's quite a big article. But it's along here. Yeah. The petition, in expressing the opinion of enlightened Christian leadership in the United States favouring a larger Jewish immigration into Palestine, stressed the intolerable sufferings of the millions of Jews in the European Holocaust. The European Holocaust in 1936, before the Second World War even started. And you go up here, and there it is again. Great Britain has it within her power to throw open the gates of Palestine and let in the victimised and persecuted Jews escaping from the European Holocaust. The European Holocaust in 1936, 3.5 years before the Second World War ever even started. That's in an article entitled Americans Appeal for Jewish Refuge, the New York Times, May the 31st, 1936. Here's the next newspaper. This is New York Times again. New York Times. This is dated February the 23rd, 1938. This is before the Second World War started. About a year and a half. The New York Times. It's page 23 that I want. There you go. Page 23. The New York Times, February 23rd, 1938. And the article is called Jewish Teachers Chided by Isaacs. I'll go along the bottom. And it is a Jewish tragedy pictured. A depressing picture of 6 million Jews in Central Europe deprived of protection or economical opportunities, slowly dying of starvation, all hope gone, was presented to the teachers by Jacob Tarshish. The Jewish tragedy started when Hitler came into power in 1933. There it is again, people. 6 million Jews in Central Europe, slowly dying of starvation. 6 million. This is in 1938. Jewish teachers chided by Isaacs. New York Times, February 23rd, 1938. A year and a half before the Second World War even started.
America is done. This system is done. It's judgment time. And it's not a matter of what we can do about it. It's a matter of what side are we going to be on. The side of the system or under the protection and covering of the Most High. America is going to be judged. Why? Because just like the Most High said in his word, Israelites are going to be in a land that you do not know for 400 years. And after those 400 years are up, I am going to judge that land. And in order for us to know which land he is talking about, we need to acknowledge who the Israelites are. Because the Israelites are still in that land the Most High is going to judge. So what should we be doing? Turning away from sin. Obeying the Most High and his commandments. Because then when judgment happens, we have the Most High's covering. You do know that when the plagues came upon Egypt, the Israelites were still in Egypt. They had a covering from the Most High. But now, even if you are an Israelite, if you're not obeying the Most High and his commandments, you will be judged right along with this system. America knows that her time is up. She's just counting on you to be ignorant about it.
Yeah, as a black person, you never know where your pride moment's gonna happen. As black people, we did not know that we needed what happened on that motherfucking riverboat front in Alabama. We didn't know we needed that the way we needed that. We've been waiting since slavery for one of them moments. Oh, I've never been so proud to see a nigga swim in my life. Do you hear me? Everybody was shocked. Black people were shocked. The racists were shocked. Because they was like, yep, it's niggas over there. They could get over there and they will fuck y'all. It's all this water. And then that nigga just showed up on the screen. And he swam like he knew niggas was counting on that shit. He swam in formation. Proud of that nigga.